Hey guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley and I am back for an all new video. Now if you watched my previous video, which was my vlog from Atlanta, then you guys remember that I said I wanted to do a mini Q&A and I never did it, but I still wanted to answer you guys' questions. So I'm here with the backdrop, the lights, the microphone, I'm trying to make sure my hair doesn't touch it or whatever. And I'm still here to answer your questions. So if you're interested in hearing my questions or the questions that you guys asked me and my answers to you guys' questions in this mini Q&A, then obviously, you got to stay tuned for more. Okay, guys, so I'm going to just real raw and uncut and, just going to answer these questions. I think I'll probably say the people's Instagram names, some people I know, some people I don't know and stuff. So yeah, let's just get into these questions. I kind of feel like my last Q&A was only like a few months ago, so some of these might be repetitive. So if so, please forgive me. But if I'm saying the same stuff, that means I just really mean that shit pretty much. But we're just gonna go just in the order. I don't know if y'all see, just in the order or whatever, from top to bottom. So the first question comes from NK. I hope I'm saying that right. NK__. And her first question is, what advice would you give to a sophomore in college looking to get into the media field? Sophomore in college, what advice would I give you as far as like media field? To me, this is just how I think. Y'all could probably think otherwise, but I just feel like sometimes I'm not in a position to give people some, advice or whatever. But since she did, ask my thoughts and stuff or whatever, my advice that I would give to a sophomore looking to get into the media field, go to class. And that's not like to be like, like a duh type of question, but definitely just get all the information you can go to. So definitely for sure go to class, because I know definitely in college, the sophomore year leading up, on fourth and stuff is kind of like when you definitely kind of delve into your major and stuff. Because my freshman year, I didn't do nothing media related. I didn't start doing media stuff until the second semester of my sophomore year. So I would definitely say go to class for sure. Learn any and everything that you can. There's just so much basics as far as like media goes, as far as like journalism goes. So definitely if you feel like, oh, this ain't it, you never know. Any and everything that you learn will come in handy at some point in time. So definitely just be a sponge. I always encourage anybody and everybody to be a sponge, always grasp, always, just kind of, take it all in. So definitely whatever you do, be open to learning any and everything when it comes to media. And that goes for both in school and also outside of school. There's so much things that you can learn on the freaking internet and stuff like that. Or just things you learn just observing people. Like I used to learn, like me talking on camera and personality wise and all this stuff. I learned that shit from 106 & Park, honestly. I didn't learn that shit in school. So I used to always watch 106 & Park, and I used to always practice, and I used to always say, instead of asking this question, I would have asked that question. It's just things that you just kind of pick up. So if you're something that you're like really passionate about and something that you want to do, you definitely are always going to be wanting to be open to learning anything and everything you can within that field. But then you also want to take it a step further and kind of learn things on your own. And it's 2019, like you can learn anywhere. So just definitely go to class and learn everything that you can and always be open would be my advice for a sophomore wanting to get into the media field. She also asked, how did you start your career? I think I probably said this before in my last Q&A, but if I didn't, I personally feel like I haven't started my career, contrary to what other people might, think, or people might, be viewing from the outside, like looking in. I personally don't feel like I've started my career, and I'm freaking 25. So sometimes, like, honestly, I had like a nervous breakdown during, like a miniature nervous breakdown. It wasn't like a type of breakdown, but I did kind of have like just like a mini breakdown like on my 25th birthday, because I was like, damn, a quarter of a century and my career is still not on and popping. So like, I personally don't feel like my career has started as of yet. I still feel like I'm definitely working every day to be where I want to be when it comes to like this whole media, thing. Obviously, you guys know I want to be a personality. I want to be on television and all of that other stuff. And I am nowhere near doing that. So me, I feel like my career hasn't started. But to go back to the previous question with, just being a sponge and learning any and everything and you know, just, you know, being willing to learn and being very observant, that kind of played a role in me starting to try to get my career started and stuff. I don't know if she kind of meant like my career or my time, you know, working with TSR, which is pretty much simple. They were looking for interns the summer of 2015, summer right before I started my senior year of college, and they were looking for interns. I applied like I'm sure like hundreds of other people. At this time, I had Would It Be drops going on for almost a year, and I've always been like blogging and music writing since I was like 16 years old. So that was kind of the stuff I submitted. I always tell the story about how I applied, completely forgot about it. And I went on a family vacation, came back from vacation, and I heard back from them, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, Shade Room got back to me. And so I don't know if that's kind of like what she meant as far as like how did I get started in my career, but just in case, for anybody that was wondering, that's how I got started with TSR. I interned my entire senior year of undergrad, and then after I graduated, I got offered a staff position, and now I'm the East Coast editor. So there you go. That's my answer to that question. Other than that, we're gonna move on to the next person, which is the Lioness, I believe, the Lioness ___. And he says, are you single, beautiful? Yes, I am still single. You guys know a couple of months ago I did the single AF challenge, and I kind of answered all of those questions. If you guys didn't see that video, I'll definitely link it below. I'll link it in the cards above and stuff. And you kind of get a background as to how I'm single, why I'm single, how long I've been single, and all that other good stuff. But to answer his question, yes, I am single, and I'm still single at 25 in the year of 2019. So boom. The next person, Crown Me King spelled KVNG. They said, a long way from 306, keep shining. I don't know who that is, so I'm actually probably going to follow them if they know me. So I might know them from 306, but thank you so much for showing love. Thank you. I don't know who that is. I really want to know who that is. 306 was the elementary school that I went to in Brooklyn, just a FYI. The next person is TJ's Candle Body, which is my aunt, actually. That is her business page. So definitely follow her if you're into like candles and body butters and all of that other good stuff. I'll link her Instagram below. But she says, are you considering doing any short films in the near future? I never really had an interest to make films until probably my senior year. I had to do I didn't have to do a documentary, but you know, for the college that I went to, we had to do senior projects, and for journalism, you know, there was like certain options on what we could do for our senior projects. We could do like a thesis paper, that. Like I said, by this time, I was already doing When the Beat Drops, so I was already intrigued with the video and editing and stuff like that. So I chose to do a documentary. I did a documentary on the music program from my high school because I was a vocal major in high school. That was, I think, I talked about that in my last Q&A, but I created a documentary, and I worked on that documentary literally my entire senior year of college, and it stressed the hell out of me because I'm like, I've never made a movie. I only make YouTube videos, but it was just something about that process, whether it was reaching out to people I haven't talked to in a while, you know, trying to get people to let me interview them, finding locations to conduct my interviews, which is wild because it's like now, if I was to do a documentary, I can just probably bring people to like where I'm at right now to do interviews and stuff. But back then I had to like, you know, try to find different locations. I remember traveling to Connecticut to do some filming and stuff like that. All of this, and it just had to be like a 25-minute documentary. And at the end of it, I only got a B. I felt like for everything that I went through, I should have got an A, but I got a B, and I graduated from college, obviously. But yeah, just that process alone, it was very hard, but I kind of felt like it was worth it towards the end. And probably looking back on that documentary, and I'll actually leave the link below if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty crappy. It's pretty crappy, but I wouldn't mind honestly getting into short films. When I went to the film academy, you just learning more, learning to be a better editor, learning more about, different, cameras. And, obviously you guys see that after I went to the film academy, I changed up my whole look for my videos and the lighting. I'm using a lavalier mic. It's just like when you learn, different things and stuff, and you kind of better yourself, you kind of want to push yourself forward. So obviously I don't want to limit myself to just, sitting in front of the camera. I definitely would love to do some behind the cameras type of stuff. So probably not within, I don't know. You know what? I'm not even going to give myself a time frame. But I'll definitely wouldn't mind doing like a short film or something like that. It's definitely pretty cool. And it's kind of like once you finish it and stuff like that, the end result is definitely always rewarding. I feel like anything you do, like when you work really hard, is always rewarding. But I would definitely be here for doing short films. The next person to ask me a question is Onika Richards, and we actually went to high school together. I don't know how many years apart we were or are, but I want to go off a limb and say my senior year was her freshman year, but I do remember her from high school, and she's also in the media field. So she asked me, what's your favorite part about working in the entertainment industry? What's your least favorite? My favorite part about working in the entertainment industry. My favorite part about working in the entertainment industry would probably have to be feeling like I did something good as far as like informing people. And it's like obviously entertainment wise, but even if it's not entertainment wise and it's probably like hard news, which I hardly ever do, but just, letting you know, oh, such and such got a new album dropping, or, this festival, or this person was added to this lineup. Just, spreading information, entertainment wise, is probably one of my favorite things about working in the entertainment industry. I kind of feel like I'm delving my way still in that industry, but I'm there. I'm kind of at the door. I didn't get on the other side just yet, but probably spreading knowledge and definitely helping people who deserve to get shine, if that makes sense. So for example, like even though this wasn't a part of my job and this was just something that I wanted to do, my last video, or one of my last videos, was the review that I did on Kalani's mixtape, and she's talented as hell. And just the fact that I sat down to actually listen to the album, understand the album, and then I wanted to make a video to kind of like shine light and, inform people about that album, kind of made me feel good. Not, thousands of people didn't view that video, but, the few hundreds of people who did view it, it just kind of made me feel better that, I just let 200 people know that this is a dope ass mixtape, and hopefully, that kind of works and stuff like that. And it actually did, because her album reached #1 on Billboard. I think like Billboard R&B, hip hop and R&B charts or something like that. I just seen that earlier. So probably informing people and helping people who deserve to shine get that shine would be one of my favorite things about working in the entertainment industry. As far as her second part of the question is, what's your least favorite? Probably my least favorite is probably just like working with like ungrateful people, like or dealing with like with ungrateful people. Like you can show support and help people or show love to people, and as quick as you show love to them, they just be turning around and being ungrateful, or they kind of feel like you should be obligated to do some shit, especially if you ain't getting a check from it. So but that's rarely, every once in a while. Just people be tripping sometimes. But I mean, I think people be tripping in just about almost every industry. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next question, which is from __ Lorraine with 4 E's. She says, what are some good software to use for editing on videos for YouTube via phone? The only editing software I know that you can use from your phone to edit is iMovie. And I still use iMovie because I don't really do like crazy editing for YouTube videos. Like I pretty much do like the basic, basic editing or whatever. So definitely iMovie. I personally don't really use iMovie for like a video like this, I don't use it on my phone, but I do use iMovie on my MacBook and stuff like that. But just to make like, you know, little cute Instagram videos, or, you know, I've done like, you know, little previews I do on my Instagram page. I've edited those type of videos on, you know, iMovie on my phone before and stuff like that. But I would definitely say that if you don't know how to, I always encourage people to look up stuff from YouTube. Like, I promise you, the first editing experience I ever had wasn't even in school. Like, I learned to do basic bare minimum editing by watching a tutorial on YouTube. And then I went to school and say, oh yeah, I already know how to edit. And that's how I started doing my YouTube videos and stuff like that. So definitely any software that you want to learn how to use, there's probably 9 times out of 10 a tutorial on how to do it on YouTube already. And then, I mean, there's other dope editing softwares that aren't based on like your phone, but like Avid, it seems very hard at first, but once you get the hold of it, it's cool. Final Cut, I used Final Cut in college. And Final Cut to me is a little bit similar to iMovie, but you could just do a little bit more and stuff like that. So there's just a variety of things. So yeah, but as far as software, editing software for your phone, I would say iMovie if you have an iPhone. So yeah. She also asked another question. She said, as a blogger, how do you get access into red carpets for events? As far as like the red carpet events that I've done, it's pretty much been through my job for the most part, whether they're reaching out to me directly or they're reaching out to the company, and then I kind of get sent out to like, you know, cover these events and stuff or whatever. So that's as far as like the events that I go to, or the events that you guys may have seen me, you know, participate in as of recent, or even within like the past few years and stuff like that. It's pretty much been, you know, part of my job and the job that I currently have and stuff like that. But I also know that probably other like bloggers or like other like outlets and stuff like that, if you get like email blasts, or if you probably have like a contact or something like that, or even if like, for example, like, say, you know, an event is about to happen and you know you want to do ahead of time, you could probably go on like the website or whatever and look up to see like what's the press, you know, email, usually like such and such at, or press for such and such at, you know, look for a press email to where you can kind of like, you know, email them and try to get press credentials and stuff like that. Like, everything is pretty much like Googleable. I don't know if that's the word, but you can Google it, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, just kind of look around. Definitely kind of look for like a press contact or media contact or something like that, and kind of email about inquiring to, you know, attend events and cover them and stuff like that. The next person is Kamira. Her Instagram is _love LUVE Cam CAM _, and she just told me, no, do the assumptions where, you know, people do. There's like a whole assumption trend that's pretty much going around YouTube right now, where people are asking them to give assumptions or tell them assumptions that you might have thought about the person and stuff. So if you're interested in me doing an assumptions video, if you guys want to give me some assumptions, you know, definitely let me know if that's something that you would probably want. I probably will ask y'all on Instagram, because I think that's how I get, obviously, a faster, you know, response, and then I can make that. But that's something she wants to see me do. The last 2 questions come from I am Mira Bewell, who's Kamira's cousin, who's also my friend. She asked me 2 questions. So her first question is, do you plan on staying in New York? If not, where are you moving? I think this was something that was asked in my last Q&A, but to simply answer it again, I do plan on staying in New York. I'm a proud New Yorker. I love being from New York. I love being from Brooklyn. I would love to live here for the rest of my life. Absolutely, for sure. Like, I'm just a proud New Yorker. So I don't plan on leaving New York. But if I could live anywhere else or move anywhere else, I said that I would love to live in Miami. My cousin lives there. I love visiting Miami. And yeah, that's that for that question. And she says, after meeting Soulja Boy, do you think he's on something, or is he just off a natural high? So like I said, if you guys seen the video before this, I went to Atlanta and I went to cover the BET Social Awards for TSR, and I seen some people that I already met before, and then I met some people for the first time. So one of the people that I met was actually Soulja Boy, and you know, Soulja Boy, he's pretty, he's always been big, but you know, he's pretty much been trending, you know, for the past few months and stuff like that. And she just wants to know, do I think he's on drugs or is it like a natural high? But I don't think he's on drugs. Like, I mean, it's entertainment. Like, you're supposed to entertain people. You're supposed to get people talking and stuff like that. So it's kind of like you got to play a role for the most part. So I don't think drugs, you know, he didn't seem like he was on drugs to me. I just kind of feel like he's like, hey, I'm Soulja Boy. I had the biggest comeback of 2018 and I got to keep up, you know, this, I'm an entertainer. I have to keep the show going and I have to keep people intrigued and I have to, you know, just play my part. I'm an entertainer. So I just kind of feel like it just falls under the umbrella of entertainment. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with drugs. I don't think anything is wrong with him. He was, when I talked to him, he was, you know, pretty aware, you know, coherent. And yeah, so I don't think there's anything wrong with Soulja Boy to answer her question. So those were all of the questions that I was asked on Instagram, a part of my mini Q&A. This video was already over 20 minutes, so I don't know if that's technically considered a mini Q&A, but definitely comment below. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you guys want me to continue to do like Q&As, is any questions you want to ask me, all of that good stuff. Other than that, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will check y'all next time. So bye. Hey guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.